Hey soccer families, it's Tomek from Soccer Bedtime Stories. I've got some big news to share. Our first ever chapter book is here. Soccer Mystery Chronicles: The Haunting of St. Mary's Stadium. It's available now on Amazon worldwide. It's a spooky, heart-pounding adventure about two sisters who moved to England and uncovered ghostly secrets haunting their hometown soccer club. Perfect for young readers who love soccer, mystery, and magic under the floodlights. It's available now on Amazon. But here's the best part. If you join the Bedtime Ballers today, link in the show notes, you'll get a free signed copy delivered straight to your home, and you'll get so much more. You will help to keep this podcast ad-free and full of imagination for kids everywhere. Don't miss this. Join now. The soccer mystery awaits. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friends. Hello there, soccer friend. Before we set off, I want to send a special shout out to Lauren Rose. Thank you for being part of our Soccer Bedtime Stories community and for helping to make this story happen. As we begin our story tonight, let's take a deep breath together. Imagine that we are all snuggled up in a cozy blanket, surrounded by warmth and comfort. The world outside is quiet. Here we're safe and ready for soccer adventures. Tonight's soccer tale will transport us to a magical place where football is more than just a game. We'll meet a hero, no villains, and travel to far-off fields filled with music, color, and joy. So let's close our eyes, relax, and get ready to step into a story that will fill our dreams with wonder. Picture a place where the fields are green and the crowds are loud. A country where samba beats echo through the streets and yellow shirts shine together brighter than the sun. A place where a little boy kicked a ball. The city of Porto Alegre, Brazil. The boy's name, Ronaldo de Assis Moreira. And the world will come to know him as the smiling soccer magician who taught all of us to play with joy. Ronaldinho, the wizard. He was 8 when it happened. The worst day of his life. The day that would change everything. The day we would not wish upon anyone. It was that one afternoon of his brother Roberto's 18th birthday. Ronaldinho came home from playing football in the streets expecting cake and laughter. The house was full of people. Neighbors, uncles, even strangers. For a moment he thought he'd just missed the party. But his mother wasn't smiling. She was crying. Roberto pulled him aside. Into the small bathroom at the back of the house, he knelt down and whispered softly, "There was an accident. Dad is gone." Ronaldinho froze. Gone? Gone where? His father, João de Assis Moreira, the man who worked long shifts at the shipyard, who coached on weekends, who told everyone, "Roberto is good, but watch the younger one. He's going to be something special," had been hurt in their new home. The house itself had been a gift from Grêmio, a soccer team and that Roberto had played for, and it was part of his contract, and yet, inside it, the family had lost so much. Ronaldinho didn't cry that day. The tears would come, they would come later, in quiet moments, in the silence of a shared bedroom with Roberto. They'd come while juggling a ball alone in the yard, and the way the world suddenly tilted and never quite felt steady again. But one thing remained: the ball. Whenever it rolled to his feet, he could still hear his father's voice. Play with joy. Play free. Just play with the ball. Roberto was 10 years older and already a professional soccer player. He became more than a brother. He became Ronaldinho's mentor, his guide, and his link to the dreams their father had carried. At their new home in the Guarahua neighborhood, Ronaldinho still faced the dangers of the streets, drugs, gangs, crime. But when he had the ball at his feet, he felt safe. And when the other kids went home, one playmate always stayed with him. Bombom, the family's scrappy little dog. A stubborn, tireless mutt. Ronaldinho dribbled around him for hours, practicing feints and nutmegs. One day, he even invented a move that would become world famous, the Elastico. And Bombom was the first victim. By 13, after years of practice with Bombom, the city had started whispering his name. They started whispering the name of Ronaldinho, the little wizard. Growing up in Guarahua, he grew up on futsal courts and sandy beaches, games that demanded lightning-fast touches and clever tricks. Every no-look pass, every flick, every shimmy came from those early days. But not everyone loved his style. "You dribble too much," one coach told him. "You'll never make it playing like that." Ronaldinho nodded politely, and when no one was looking, he smiled, because he already knew who he was. In 1994, when he was 14, Brazil reached the World Cup final for the first time in 24 years. He watched the match with his Grêmio youth teammates, hearts pounding as Brazil faced Italy. It went to penalties. Romario, Branco, Dunga, and then the great Roberto Baggio of Italy. Hurt earlier in the game, exhausted, the talismanic striker stepped up to take the kick. Missed. Brazil were champions. Ronaldinho didn't scream, he didn't jump, he just stood there, heart racing, something shifting inside him. That was the day, more than the others, that he would understand what football could mean. Not just to him, not just to his neighborhood, but to an entire nation. "I'm going to play for Brazil," he whispered. Not someday, not maybe. It was a promise. By his late teens, Ronaldinho's reputation wasn't just about goals, it was about how he played. He twisted through defenders with the Elastico, a lightning-quick move stopping the ball one way before flicking it instantly the other. Defenders stumbled, crowds gasped, and Ronaldinho just grinned. He invented new ways to beat opponents, no-look passes, back heels, juggling flicks, and dribbles that made the football look like dance, a soccer samba. To him, the ball was never a burden, it was music. And the world was just starting to hum along. At 15, he dazzled defenders. At 16, he wore Brazil's U17 shirt, walking the same halls where Pele, Zico, and Bebeto once trained. At 18, he made his debut for Grêmio's senior team. He walked through the same car park where his father had once worked security. He sat in the same locker room where Roberto used to lace up his boots. And now it was his turn. When he scored the title-winning goal against Internacional, dribbling past the legendary Dunga, captain of Brazil's 1994 champions, the whole country took notice. Soon, he would be called up to the senior national team. His rise had begun. In 2002, Ronaldinho's childhood promise came true. At just 22, he was called into Brazil's squad for the World Cup in Japan and South Korea. Along other greats, a golden generation with Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Cafu, Roberto Carlos, chasing the redemption after the heartbreak of the '98 final. The boy with the smile stood out. The biggest moment, perhaps, came in the quarterfinal against England. The teams deadlocked. The air in Shizuoka was heavy, the world watching. A free kick for Brazil. Ronaldinho placed the ball down for a free kick, nearly 40 yards from goal. Too far to shoot, or so everyone thought, including David Seaman, England's goalkeeper, who slowly, methodically crept forward, ready to catch the incoming cross. But our hero, Ronaldinho, saw something no one else did. He leaned back, swung his foot, and sent the ball arching high into the Japanese sky. It bent, dipped, and dropped, like a trick only he could imagine. David Seaman scrambled. The English goalkeeper, too late. The net rippled. For a heartbeat, the stadium went silent. And then, an explosion. Brazil's bench poured onto the pitch. England stood frozen. Around the world, jaws dropped. It wasn't just a goal, it was magic written in the air. Brazil went on to win that match and soon the tournament itself, their 5th World Cup. Streets back home filled with music, flags, and fireworks, and in Porto Alegre, a promise had been kept. The little boy who once whispered, "I'm going to play for Brazil," had become a world champion. Just prior to the World Cup, Ronaldinho had packed his bags for Europe. Coveted by teams all over the continent, he packed his bags and set off for Paris Saint-Germain. The boy who once shared a small room with his brother now lived in the City of Lights, dazzling crowds under the glow of the Parc des Princes. Paris didn't know what to make of him at first. One moment he was nutmegging defenders with a grin as wide as the saying. The next he was toe-poking the ball past a goalkeeper from an impossible angle. Reporters shook their heads. "He smiles too much," some said. "He doesn't take the game seriously." But the fans in the stands felt something different. They leaned forward every time the ball touched his feet, because with Ronaldinho, something might happen. And soon it did. In the Fury Le Classique against Marseille, he silenced the rival fans with a long-range rocket that swerved past the keeper. The goal replayed on French television for weeks. Against Guingamp, he pulled off his famous Elastico at full speed, leaving the defenders spinning helplessly in the grass. There were dribbles through entire back lines, toe poke finishes that seemed to come from futsal, and the beach and celebrations that looked more like dance than sport. Paris hadn't seen anything like it. Ronaldinho wasn't just playing football, he was putting on a show. And even if the critics grumbled, the crowds knew the truth. Soccer was joy, and Ronaldinho was its magician. Then came Barcelona. At the time, Real Madrid ruled Spain. Barcelona were struggling, their stadium half empty, their pride wounded. But when Ronaldinho arrived in 2003, everything changed. He brought rhythm, imagination, and soul. He played like he was still on the beaches of Porto Alegre, smiling, dribbling, daring. He made defenders dizzy and crowds sing. Soon the Camp Nou was full again. Fans came not just for results, but for joy. One November in 2005, Barcelona faced Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabéu, the fiercest rivalry in Spain and perhaps even the world. Ronaldinho tore through the field like it was a playground, scoring twice with runs so dazzling that even the home crowd couldn't deny the magic. And then, something extraordinary happened. The Real Madrid fans, normally fierce enemies, rose to their feet. They applauded Ronaldinho, a standing ovation in the heart of enemy territory. Very few players in the history had earned that honor. Ronaldinho smiled and lifted his hands in gratitude. That same year, he was crowned the Ballon d'Or winner, recognized as the best player in the world. Children and adults on every continent were trying his tricks in parks and schoolyard. Coaches who once told him, "Stop dribbling so much," now watched a generation copy his every move. Ronaldinho wasn't just winning, he was changing the way the game was played. In 2006, Barcelona conquered Europe, Ronaldinho leading them to the Champions League final in Paris, where Barcelona lifted the trophy for the first time in 14 years. For the fans, it wasn't just about silverware. It was about the feeling, the sense that football was beautiful again. The center of it all was our hero, smiling as always, playing as if he still heard his father's whisper. Play with joy, play free, just play with the ball. At the time of Barcelona's resurgence, Barcelona's training ground was full of promising talent. And one day, Ronaldinho noticed a quiet boy in the youth team. Small, shy, gifted, the boy wore the number 10. Ronaldinho watched him play, smiled. He saw something familiar, the joy, the freedom, the magic. Bring him up, he told the coaches. And when this little boy, with Leo Messi joining the first team, Ronaldinho pulled him aside. Play with happiness, he said. Play free, just play with the ball. Messi carried that torch long after Ronaldinho had left, never forgetting the words of the wise mentor. Ronaldinho went on to win everything: the World Cup, Champions League, La Liga title, Serie A, the Ballon d'Or. But none of it mattered, it seemed, more than the joy of the game. None of it shined brighter than a memory, an old photo of a boy and his father in the yard, a ball between them. There were no videos of his father's laugh, no recordings of his voice, only that photo. A boy and his father, a ball and a dream, and that echo of a whisper that guided him forever. Play with joy, play free, just play with the ball. And perhaps that's the lesson Ronaldinho leaves us. Life will bring sorrow. Coaches will tell you to change. Critics will doubt you. But if you carry joy into what you love, whether it's football, music, drawing, learning, you will give the world a gift it can never forget. So whenever you step onto a field or chase a dream of your own, remember Ronaldinho's smile. Remember his father's whisper. Play with joy. Play free. Just play. And let the world smile with you. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friend.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey through the world of Soccer Bedtime Stories. As we reach the end of this episode, I want to express my gratitude for your presence and support. Your engagement means the world to us, and we invite you to become an integral part of our vibrant community. Make sure to subscribe and follow. This will not only keep the magic alive, but also help shape the stories we bring to you. We're eager to hear your feedback, suggestions, and the topics that ignite your passion. Feel free to reach out to us at soccerbedtimestories@gmail.com. Together we'll create a community that celebrates the magic of the beautiful game. Now, sleep well and dream big, soccer friends.